Hello and welcome back. So, in the last segment that I did, I was talking about this particular presentation, which is found on Julian Minamata's YouTube channel, which features Dan Polikar. I was right in my first kind of recollection in terms of what his name was. He is an avid gamer, understander of adventure games, and the unit that he is working off of is the Roland MT32. I was fortunate enough to have a friend who didn't have a Roland MT32. However, he did have a sound canvas because he started getting into music and started composing. So I'm sort of familiar with how these units sort of operate. It's really fascinating to watch. I recommend tuning into that particular stream. And it just goes to show you the amount of work that goes into these kinds of projects, because the Roland MT32 isn't exactly backwards compatible with current systems that we're working off of, which would be like Windows 7, Windows and Windows 10, and he had to like set up an emulation sort of instance on his PC that runs Windows 3.1 in order to be able to properly sort of operate the Roland MT32 and compose with it in the environment that he's familiar with. I don't know like the full sort of logistics when it comes to like getting all of that set up. It seems like and this is coming from somebody who has like about 2 decades worth of IT support under his belt. Wizardry, to say the least. Whenever you get into sort of these devices that come from way back when, you can encounter these sorts of problems. So what a lot of people do, they'll set up a retro system, which is working on, let's say, Pentium architecture or 486, and will play games that they pick up, like actual copies through eBay and whatnot, in order to sort of restore that particular experience, make it like the least amount of stress possible. So here's an example of like a video game that encounters problems in the modern era. I don't know if GOG, that's goodoldgames.com, GOG.com, who recently released Blade Runner, which is a fantastic adventure game made by Westwood Studios, of all people. The guys who made Command and Conquer series. It's exceptional addition to any adventure game or library. This particular video game would get to an area where you would sort of go through an obstacle course, and if your processor was too fast, it would never load the obstacle course. You were kind of stuck there. So what you'd have to do, you need to load up an emulation in a DOS box and set your processor speed to like a specific kind of state in order to mitigate that particular factor and move forward. I don't know if the latest installation sort of fixed that. I'm presuming it did, because GOG doesn't mess around when it comes to like nostalgic games, getting them to work, getting them to be compatible. And they're a great company. I've sort of gravitated to purchase all forms of software games from that particular company, because their interface, especially with the latest one, which is the GOG beta, sort of a client, which allows you to essentially have one particular hub where you can launch all of your video games from like Steam, from Epic Games, from Origin. It takes care of all of that, provided they're running in the background in your system tray, that sort of stuff. But Steam has become a huge time vampire when it comes to looking for new content I've found. There's a lot of stuff out there, and I mean, it's great to have a lot of video games, but I mean, I feel inundated in terms of like content I don't necessarily sort of gravitate towards. I find it's difficult to navigate outside of that because a lot of developers just like put in whatever tags that are there. So, for instance, if I'm looking for an adventure game, I might not necessarily get the kind of adventure games that people have in mind because it's an abstract, right? Adventure. It's like, well, this is a character. He's going on an adventure, and it turns out to be like first-person shooter or something to that degree. Anyways, all that aside, just as sort of a lengthy introduction for this particular part, let us continue with Nancy Maple, whom I absolutely am enamored with. I love this protagonist. I love her design. And I like the way she goes about, you know, doing her business. She is a force to be reckoned with. Okay, so here we are. This was the area that I didn't go to. The one place that I missed. And that I should have been paying attention to. So let's look around. Barlow's fussily decorated with elaborate wallpaper and a cushy carpet. A cut crystal bowl of Jordan almonds sits on the low table. There's a fancy pair of armchairs and a camelback sofa. A small bronze sculpture stands on the ornate cupboard. Whoops. Look. Nessa is here. Corvus is here. Okay, that's what I missed. Look, statue. Bronze figure is a dancing woman lifting her skirts. Skirts? Plural? She stands on a gray marble base. Okay. Maybe I can take some almonds. Take almond. Never know when a confection that could double as a small caliber ammunition might come in handy. That might be a hint. You take a handful. Alright, let's look at Corvus. Corvus Shaw is a nastily... natally dressed Englishman in his late 30s. He seems like a very clever sort with quite a sharp tongue. You can see why he gets along with Nessa so well. Corvus is eating a handful of Jordan almonds. Look, Nessa. Nessa Crab is Evan Richards' older sister. She is a stern, matronly woman with a look of perpetual displeasure etched into her face. Back in the city, you've seen plenty of women just like her, well-to-do and disapproving. Nessa's sitting stiffly on the couch and eating Jordan almonds from the crystal bowl. Can I eat almonds? Almond. Ever since you chipped one of your baby teeth on a Jordan almond, you've sworn off them. Okay. So I'm getting her to relive a little bit of that childhood trauma that she had. Okay. Talk Corvus. Hello, Corvus. How do you do? My name's Nancy Maple. Corvus looks down his nose at you. This is quite an accomplishment considering you are standing and he is sitting. That is good writing on Julia's part. I like that. That's clever. Hello, Miss Maple. My name is Corvus Shaw. I'm Miss Nessa Crab's Nee Richards lawyer. She is Evan's older sister. He gestures to the woman seated on the sofa. Once diamonds have been found on this land, I will ensure Miss Crab gets the share owed to her. You sound pretty sure that there are diamonds here. Of course. The prospectors have looked elsewhere. Everywhere else. That means the diamonds must be here. Okay, let's go ahead and talk to Nessa. Hello, Nessa. My name's Nancy Maple. It's nice to meet you. What on earth are you doing here? Are you another one of Evan's gold-digging girlfriends? She's pretty curt and direct. She looks like a very shrewd and you know, intelligent woman who probably got her demeanor from, I don't know, maybe like something to do with father. Evan seems a lot more down to earth, a lot more relaxed. But he was equally non-accommodating to mineralogists. Maybe the fact that we are mineralogists might pique Nessa's interest, considering they are interested in the diamonds, and Evan is really doesn't care, or doesn't seem to care. Not at all. But I am a diamond digging mineralogist. At least I hope to be. The government has sent a professional to handle that. Stay out of his way. Game is autosaved. You hear Jack calling supper. It's time to head to the dining room. Hello, Mr. Crab. Or Mrs. Crab? Hello, Miss Maple. Okay. Talk Nessa about Albert. Unfortunately, it doesn't accomplish this. Okay. Talk Nessa about Evan. Can I not talk to Nessa anymore? I guess I can't. Okay. We'll head over to the dining room. My goodness! What a lot of company we have tonight. This is giving me indigestion. This food is giving me indigestion. You're welcome to leave. In fact, please do. Ha! You like that, wouldn't you? I'm not going anywhere until we find out if that diamond came from this land. And if it did, then you better believe I'm getting my share. That's what you think. Yes, that's what we think. That's what I'm here to ensure. Hey you, how long is that gonna take? I will begin my field work tomorrow morning. Crimson used to be a garnet mining town, yes? Yeah, but forget about visiting the mines. They blasted the mine entrances shut years ago when they closed it down. Unless the fish have a pickaxe, broke into the mine, swallowed a diamond, then dove back into the river. Why is it a question mark? Yes I see. I never ever been there. Couldn't tell you where it is. Mr. Richards gets a sour look on his face and digs back into his meal. He looks like he is done with this conversation. Margot, what a lovely necklace you're wearing. Ah, Nancy. Gift to gab. Just sort of focusing on the one person who seems to be pleasant and, you know, doesn't have anything to prove. Just somebody who fell into a situation where she was able to, you know, hang out with Evan, and she seems nice, and I don't mind Margot. Thank you, mademoiselle. Monsieur Evans, he gave it to me. I'm very fond of it. A cheap trinket, misshapen paste gem in a cheap setting. It's a white garnet, not glass. My Richard, he found it. Here in Crimson. Didn't you, Moshe? Never mind, Margot. No one wants to hear about that. So he found the gem that was in the necklace. My sapphire brooch. Now, this is a real piece of jewelry. Bought it myself. Well, I think they're both quite nice. I read in the newspaper that most of the land up here was once parceled out to settlers. Is that how this plot became property of Mr. Richard's father? About 50 years ago, this land was annexed by the government. Various treaties were signed in exchange for preservation of our hunting and fishing rights, and financial compensation. The promises described in those treaties were not honored, by the way. Settlers came, mines were dug, and Crimson was prosperous for a time. eventually, the mines were exhausted. Most settlers abandoned their homesteads, and Crimson became a ghost town. Only Mr. Richards and his family remained. Yeah. We liked the peace and quiet. We liked it? I always hated it here. I sure do miss peace and quiet. Ness and Corvus are the first to excuse themselves from the table. They head to the bar for a nightcap. Jack clears away the dishes and goes to the kitchen to wash up. After eating a minuscule portion of supper, Margot heads upstairs to draw a bath. Kimmy and Albert head to their respective rooms and get ready for bed. Nathan and Evan remain at the table, lingering over their desserts. Well, that was a lovely meal. Yeah, Jack does a good job. Usually, I wait for Jack to come clear the dishes so I can put off getting up. Looks like he's taking longer than usual to clear up. What's with all the extra guests? I feel a little responsible for Jack's extra workload. Maybe I ought to give him a hand. He'd appreciate that. About time someone made themselves useful around here. Okay. Let's go ahead and stand. You stand up. Talk, Evan, about Will. Okay. I think we can move on. Ask Jack about help. Sorry, Miss Maple, I don't know anything about that. Help Jack, maybe? You help Jack wash the dishes. Thanks, miss. Lots more dishes than usual. Happy to help. Now I gotta go see Miss Crab and Mr. Shaw in the bar. Have to make sure they don't drink us dry. And of course, need to get Mr. Richards this hot toddy. He likes a soothing drink before bed. And I don't want to keep Margot waiting. Forget about that last one, won't you? Ooh. Maybe we have a little bit of a love triangle in the old Crimson Lodge, eh? Game is autosaved. Okay, so the kitchen wasn't a place that I could sort of explore beforehand. Take fly paper. Look, fly paper. Look, fly paper? Sticky paper is loaded with dead flies frozen in various states of mortal struggle. Ew. Fake fly paper. As much as you hate looking at that strip of fly paper loaded so you don't have any more fly paper as a replacement. Okay. Well, I have tape. Use tape on fly paper. Use isn't used in this game. Roll of zinc oxide adhesive plaster. Okay. Can I use this? This item doesn't benefit from closer examination. Surface of the Jordan arm is disconcertingly smooth and unblemished. Can nothing scratch this indomitable shell? Replace, maybe, whoops. Replace fly paper with tape. No, okay. Look. Kitchen has a rough-hewn rustic charm. Blah 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 blah. Cupboards along the walls, an icebox in the corner. Okay. Open or search. Cupboard. Search cabinet. Search Cupboard. There's a variety of plates inside. Pipe that drains the sink. Search. Drinking glasses inside. Take glass. Look kettle. Pour kettle in glass. You aren't thirsty. Okay. Close. Look. Drawer, the side of in some drawers. In the corner, double upper and lower covers. Drinking glasses, pots and pans. Close. So I seem to be clipping through this particular object here. So that looks like a bit of a bug. Search. Counter? Search. Cupboard. Saucepan, okay. Search. Drawers. Pull random bits and bombs, usually found in kitchen drawers. Okay, close. Close. Drawer. Huge heavy pots and pans. Last pan cupboard contains a couple of decorative plates, a blue, pretty blue mug, and some plainer mugs. Big blue mug. Close. What's a hot toddy, anyways? Okay. Look, crash. Don't see anything noteworthy. Drinking glass, spotless. Besides the appearance, Jack is quite fastidious. The mug has a blue haze. AG Studios by Chris Jones. Model 3357. Search. Can I search this thing? Along the walls. This is the ice box. Search. Ice box. Ice block is rock solid and frosty. Take ice. Okay, close ice box. Pour kettle and mug. You aren't thirsty. I was gonna deliver it to what's his name? Oh, he's gone. Book table. Clear table. And Jack could appreciate the help you've been clearing the dishes away. You deal with the dirty dishes. Excellent. Okay. We've done plenty. Go ahead and save here. Is this the study? Or is this the study? Oh, he already has his hot talk, toddy. Talk, Evan. It's a lovely lodge, Mr. Richard. Especially this room. My dad did all of this. Had nothing to do with me. Glad you like it, though. Talk, Evan, about Simon. Talk, Evan, about Simon. Talk, Evan, about Will. Now we have Margot that I might want to go take a look at. I hear a voice in it. I wonder what they're talking about. Listen. You, listen with glass. With the help of the drinking glass, you hear a conversation behind the door. Let's have a look. Oh, monsieur. You are wonderfully helpful. I do what I can. Ah, thank you so much. I can never reach that spot. My body aches, Jack. You know, that's a side effect of what you're doing now. What is she doing? Shh, you gotta keep it down, especially tonight, so many ears around. You're right, of course. This must remain our little secret. The voices go silent for a little while. Alright, I think we're done here. I gotta skedaddle before Mr. Richards finishes his drink and comes to bed. Of course, of course. Merci, Jack. Your days and nights are so very long. You got that right. I'm not done yet. Having all these folks in the lodge, I gotta work that much harder. I'm sure they will be gone soon. Everything will be back to normal. I hope so. Bonne nuit, Jack. Good night. You hear footsteps coming towards the door. Ah, I missed it. Okay. So I'm guessing she went to go hide behind there. After waiting a few minutes, Margot leaves her boudoir and heads downstairs. You manage to sneak across the hall to your bedroom. What a long, intriguing night it's been. Excellent job. Kudos on your thorough investigating techniques. Whew, I'm exhausted. What an interesting place this is. It's too bad Kimmy and I have to leave on the train tomorrow. Later that night. Thanks for playing Chapter 1. I hope you enjoyed it. Please wishlist and follow on Steam if you did. Cool. So, here we have the opening. We have a motley crew of individuals who seem to have certain, you know, untold truths to the way they operate generally. And nothing is what it seems on the surface. You have Nessa and her lawyer, who seem to be looking for a will. You have Evans, who seems to be interested in Margot. Nathan. These people seem sort of neutral. Now, Margot seems to have other things in mind, and Jack seems to have other things in mind as well. And now we just saw the bridge explode, which means that we're probably going to be stuck over in Crimson, and that might be the reason why we get to stay and investigate further and look into this particular mystery. I look forward to playing this game, and I look forward to see how it evolves over time as a result. This is definitely something that I will be investing in, picking up a copy of, and completing in its entirety. I hope you enjoyed me going through this demo. Please, if you do enjoy what transpired over here, try it yourself, follow Julia, and support her work. Wishlist it on Steam, and follow her and give her feedback in relation to how the game's going on, how you enjoy it, because this is truly a gem, pun intended. Crimson Diamond, and I'll see you all next time. Now we have the email where we can report bugs. Please tell me at feedback@thecrimsondiamond.com. Daniel Polikar. And the credits. And that's the video game. Take care, everybody.